I probably should have been at home, studying like every other responsible college student. After all, finals were right around the corner, and if there was one class one absolutely could not afford to screw up, it was Professor Callum Hart's. But did that stop me from going out tonight? Absolutely not. Because, let's be real, some of us were meant to be classy, sexy, the kind of girls who walked into a room and made people stare, not the ones who spent every waking moment buried in textbooks like our lives depended on it. And my best friends? Oh, we were exactly that kind of girls. The kind who wore designer heels to campus even though we had to walk miles to get to class. The kind who had our nails done every other week even though we were all basically broke. The kind who owned the night when we stepped into a party. And tonight was no exception. It's my damn birthday, and if any of you bring up exams, I swear to God I'm disowning you all. Savannah, the queen of the night, threw her hands in the air as she twirled in her ridiculously short red dress, her curls bouncing like she was in a shampoo commercial. Yes, ma'am. Leah laughed, flipping her straight black hair over her shoulder while she adjusted her diamond earrings. The fake ones, of course, but we never talked about that. Rachel clinked her drink against mine, her smoky eye makeup making her look like some kind of villainous supermodel. We are here to celebrate, and I fully expect Ava to drink herself to stupor by the end of the night. Excuse me? I raised an eyebrow, pretending to be offended even though she was absolutely right. I'll have you know that I am a responsible young lady. You're on the verge of failing philosophy, Leah interrupted, grinning at me. That is a technicality. Professor Hart is going to eat you alive, Savannah teased, her voice dripping with amusement. And just like that, my mood soured for a second because, yeah, they weren't wrong. Callum Hart. The most ruthless, strict, and absolutely terrifying professor on campus. I had failed every single one of his tests this semester. Every single one. And I wasn't even stupid. Okay, maybe I was a little reckless. Maybe I didn't exactly prioritize reading over partying, but I wasn't dumb. I was just allergic to his impossible standards. And the worst part? He never lost his temper. He wasn't the type to scream or curse at students. No, he did something way worse. He'd just look at you, with those sharp blue eyes, with that cold stare that made you feel like the biggest disappointment on the planet, and then he'd calmly rip your work to shreds without ever raising his voice. I hated him. And okay, maybe hate was a strong word, but it was close enough. You should probably seduce him for extra credit, Rachel joked, sipping on her cocktail. I almost choked on my drink. Yeah, let me just throw myself at the most uptight, emotionally unavailable man on the planet, and see how that works out for me. Leah laughed. You do like a challenge. Not that kind of challenge. Because I already had a boyfriend. A very hot one. Jason Stewart. 6'1", lean, muscular, golden-haired Jason, the star wide receiver of the football team, who had been my boyfriend for almost a year now. He was fun, easygoing, always up for a good time. He wasn't the type to stress over exams or worry about his grades. And that made the two of us. He floated through life, always somehow getting by. I wasn't really in love with him. But he was fun to be with. He never made me feel insecure or like I had to prove anything. And right now, I was tipsy enough to miss him. The night blurred past in a mix of partying, dancing, and more drinks than I probably should have had. By the time we stumbled into Savannah's apartment for a girls-only sleepover, my brain was half functioning at best. I flopped onto the couch, my phone slipping from my hand, the screen glowing with a text from Jason. Jason, miss me, baby? A slow, drunk smile crept onto my lips. Me, Obvi. Ugh, I miss you so much. Jason, should I come over? Me. It's a girls' night, dumbass. Jason. Send me something to make up for it then. I blinked, my brain taking a second too long to process what he meant. Then I snorted. Of course. He wanted pictures. Everything okay? Rachel murmured from across the room, curled up with a blanket. I muttered, already peeling off my dress, my fingers clumsy from the alcohol. The silky fabric slipped down my shoulders, catching at my hips before pooling at my feet. I shivered, not from the cold, but from the slight thrill of what I was about to do. My fingers moved to the clasp of my bra, fumbling once before I managed to unhook it, the strap sliding down my arms until it fell away. I exhaled slowly, running a hand down my bare stomach, my skin warm under my own touch. My panties were next. A slow tug, a little shimmy to get them off, the lace brushing against my thighs as they slid to the floor. Somewhere in my mind I knew I was too drunk for this, but that part of my brain wasn't winning tonight. Tonight, I was carefree and reckless. I stood in front of the mirror, my skin glowing under the tiny light, my hair messy in a way that actually looked kind of hot. Bra off, panties gone. I was stark naked. I lifted my phone, posed, and started snapping pictures. 1 picture, 2, 3. Then, with a slow, lazy smirk, I hit send and passed out. I woke up to my phone buzzing nonstop. A pounding headache split through my skull. Savannah was yelling about pancakes in the kitchen. I groaned, rubbing my eyes, grabbing my phone. Jason had texted me, but not about my pictures. Jason, what are you doing later today? I scrolled up, heart stopping cold. No sent pictures to Jason, but there was a message to Professor Callum Hart, and attached to it were the pictures supposedly for Jas. No. I had mistakenly sent my nudes to the one man on Earth who already despised me. I sat there, frozen, blood draining from my face, my entire body going cold despite the alcohol still burning in my system. My pulse rumbled in my ears, drowning out the sound of my friends talking and laughing, completely oblivious to the catastrophe unfolding in my hands. And then, as if the universe had a personal vendetta against me, a new email appeared at the top of my inbox. Callum Hart. The subject line alone was enough to send me spiraling into full-blown panic. Ava Sinclair, I need you to come to my office by 9 a.m. sharp.